Alright, what's up, Internet? You are watching episode 5 of Soul Calibur 2 Nationals. In this episode, you're going to get to watch the second round match between myself and tieTYT. I find this to be a relatively interesting match because this is the only time, as far as I can remember, that in a major tournament I ever picked a character other than Valdo. The reason I picked Mitsurugi in this match is because going up until this point, and I have mentioned this in some of the previous episodes, that going up until this point, Step Guard had not been discovered. So pre-Step Guard, I personally thought, first of all, that Nightmare was the best character in the game. And secondly, I thought that Valdo could not beat Nightmare. I mean, it was just a really bad matchup. Now, that's the reason why I picked Mitsurugi against tieTYT in this video. However, you will notice that in the other videos where I play against Nightmare players in this same tournament on the same day, I picked Valdo. Now, the reason is because I had played against S-Rayer from NorCal before, and I also was very confident that Fury, who was the other Nightmare player from Chicago, neither of them knew how to play Nightmare in the right way to beat Valdo. And I had observed them and I had realized this before the tournament. So I knew that the only Nightmare player that I would have to counterpick would be tieTYT. And this is exactly what ended up happening here. One last thing to mention before you guys watch the match. As I've talked about before, tieTYT was my main training partner going into this tournament. And basically throughout my experience with Soul Calibur 2, he was one of my main training partners in this game. He would actually move on to be one of the best Soul Calibur players in the country, placing, I think, he got 7th place in the World Tournament in France, and he had multiple, high placings in this game. An interesting story about tieTYT is, in Evolution 2003, Dan the Nightmare, who would end up winning that tournament and becoming world champion that year, stayed with tieTYT. And the interesting thing about this is that year, tieTYT was unable to enter at EVO. Though Dan the Nightmare stayed at his house, he was busy going to like a wedding or something like that, so he couldn't enter EVO. Now, right up until EVO, the nights coming up to EVO, Dan the Nightmare was basically unable to consistently beat tieTYT. The only person that I know of that was able to consistently beat Dan the Nightmare going up to EVO was tieTYT, but he couldn't enter the tournament. So I found that to be really interesting. Overall, I think tieTYT is one of the better players that ever played Soul Calibur 2. Though he did have, interest peaks and valleys. He was, at his prime, he was really, really hard to beat, even for Dan the Nightmare. And one thing that I have to mention is that and people have mentioned this in the comments to the previous episodes of this show, but Dan the Nightmare actually did help us realize that one of the best ways to play Nightmare is extremely minimalistic. And tieTYT and myself, learning from him, helped me understand the matchup between Valdo and Nightmare, and that's basically one of the main reasons why I was able to beat Dan the Nightmare so convincingly in France when I went over there to play him. And that is, again, in the Valdo versus Nightmare matchup. So the interesting thing about this whole thing is that pre-Step Guard, which is what you'll see here at the national tournament, Valdo versus Nightmare, it was unwinnable for Valdo. That was an unwinnable match. And, I genuinely thought that Nightmare was the best character in the game up until that point. But after Step Guard came out, that changed the game. And that actually made the matchup between Nightmare and Valdo 6-4, in my opinion, in Valdo's favor. So, I think that's really interesting. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy the match.
Alright, Internet, here we go. Game 1 of Aris versus tieTYT. Now, I can tell you that up until this point, as I mentioned before, I didn't have that much experience in major tournaments. And tieTYT had done really well in Tekken 4 with Marduk. He was known to be the best Marduk player in the country in that game. He won the SoCal Regionals in T4 with Marduk, and I think he did really well at Nationals too, probably top 8. But that being said, it looks like I have a decent lead in this first round. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to seal the deal. Big mistake there, but nice while landing B for the round. Now, one of the things, look at this, soul charge to level 3 66B. I don't even know why the fuck I allowed that to happen. Obviously nervous. I punished the second soul charge, which is really important. Nice while standing B, and now I'm worried about the ring, so I'm trying to roll out of the way. The thing about this character, Nightmare, is pre-step guard, 6xB was just such an amazingly good move because it tracked so well, and it was a B, and it had a huge active window, so it would crush through A's all day. I mean, it was so good. Here you can see I'm trying to create some space with that backswing blow. Works out. That looked like a mistake, but it's hard to tell for sure. But I'm still feeling the pressure. I got the ring to my back, and you know, Nightmare is a ring out beast, so I got to get away from there. And boom, 6xB again. I mean, that move was just terrorizing me during this match. And you know, in general, it was just one of the best moves. Nice counter hit, 66KB into Hell Sweep, but I block it. A B throw doesn't get broken. He's charging up again. I'm just thinking, what am I gonna do? And boom. I mean, I'm watching this shit is fucking grinding my gears right now. Why would I allow that to happen? I'll tell you why. Tournament nerves. Obviously, I was very nervous. I'm allowing this bullshit to go right in front of my eyes. Boom, AA. I punished that one. I like that. 6B breaks right through my AA. Ground throw to pick me up, and I must have ducked or swung at something because counter hit 3BB took the round. I go for the melon chop. Another one, trying to get the counter hit there, but not working out. Get him to GI with the falling leaf. Nice fake again. Here's a nice double combo into Okazemi, taking lots of damage. Another 6xB. Charging up, I jump with a while landing A, and then I beat his jump with a 6xA plus B. Very nice. Okay. He's pushing me towards the edge. I don't want to be near there because, first of all, I myself was never really good at ringing out. On top of that, Nightmare is a ring out beast, so I don't even want to be near the ring. Boom, 6xB again. AA, 6B8. Tries another 6xB. I dodged the second one there, but obviously the differential is becoming crazy. I mean, he's landing 6xBs way more than I'm able to punish them. Another one. Goes for the Hell Sweep, but I hit him out of it. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do for wake-ups, but it's just so dangerous. I score a lucky counter hit there because he's soul charged. Another 6xB, but it was too far for me to whiff punish. Ducking under the high. Getting it to stance. 6xB again. Second one goes punish, but I do the wrong combo. And barely take that game. Alright, so it's 1-1 now. And we're in the Pirates Bay. Trying to position, trying to figure out how am I going to get in on this shithead. Full crouch 1BB. 6xB is out of the wake-ups. What an asshole. It's crazy watching this. Fucked up. I could have ducked under the second hit of that. Obviously, I didn't know how to do that yet. Again, very early in the game's lifespan. And you know, the big thing about this being early in the game's lifespan is really the big reason why I gave Kage such a hard time in the previous episode. I mean, it feels as though he never gave me the opportunity to beat him in an even playing field where step guard was discovered. I mean, Kage was a really nice guy, mild-mannered, humble guy, and I have nothing against him. It's just, you know, I gave Mick the opportunity to beat me after I beat him in France. So, I mean, you know, it's something that I've had to hold on to all these years. I never was able to play Kage again and beat him after this national tournament. And you guys will get to watch my match with Kage later on in the tournament in a future episode. Boom, I'm trying to beat him, but again, 6xB is just beating everything. It's like one-stop shopping for Nightmare before step guard existed. Super cheap move. 6B again, nice. 3BB, and now it's basically my final GI. He didn't fall for the re-GI and does a 6xB. Nice game to tieTYT. You're a fucking asshole. Catch you guys in a bit.
Alright, thanks for watching, Internet. Make sure you rate, subscribe, and comment. And in the next episode, I'm going to show you guys Semi versus Flow. Take it easy, guys.